Now, let's talk about what some of your opponents are saying. They've gone even further. They've alleged that the process was manipulated in your favor and suggested the outgoing NBA president indeed influenced the electoral committee. There are serious allegations because they go directly to the legitimacy of your mandate. I'm wondering what you say to lawyers who believe you won, but not necessarily through a process that they can trust.
Okay, so the process that they say they cannot trust, my opponents are saying that it was rigged in my favor. And thankfully, right, this electoral process has come under the greatest scrutiny that any of our elections have come under since we started universal suffrage and electronic voting. So I think even the people that maintain that this election was rigged know very well that the level of scrutiny that this election came under would have been very difficult for anybody to rig, any one of the opponents to rig, if indeed that is a possibility. That's one. Secondly, right, what are the red flags that one notices when elections are purportedly being rigged? They didn't show up in this election. From the time that I led the election throughout consistently. There was never a time that I dropped down. There was never a time that any of my opponents passed me. I led consistently, and the gap kept widening. 3, the votes were trickling in organically. There was no evidence of dumping, which is what they say happens when there's rigging going on. You didn't suddenly see 20, 30, 50 votes coming. They were trickling in organically. 4, this election was the most watched. We have a system that refreshes every 10 seconds. People were watching and reposting. It was clear that there was no rigging.
Did anyone in the NBA establishment help your campaign in ways your opponents didn't enjoy?
You know, several months ago, they accused the president of saying that he could not be neutral and that he had a candidate in the election. Those words were taken out of context, but I guess the meaning was clear. He said he was only entitled to 1 vote, and that 1 vote he would exercise, and that he wasn't supervising the ECNBA, which was an independent body, and that he didn't have any desire, intention, or ability to rig the elections in anyone's favor.
Well, is it true that you were his preferred candidate to succeed him?
As a matter of fact, he never told me that.
You never knew he supported
He
him?
never told me that. He never told me that, oh, Mrs. Badiri-Okusan, you are my preferred.
It is widely publicized that you are the outgoing president's preferred candidate.
Well, you see, interestingly enough, I wonder where that widely publicized view came from, because nobody ever heard it directly from me or from him.
You think it's not accurate?
No, I didn't say it's not accurate. As a matter of fact, if he said it to anyone else, he never said it to me. I don't know whether the cordiality and civility that he showed to me, whether I don't have any impression that he wasn't showing it to anyone else. As a matter of fact, one of my co-contestants, I remember, donated some gifts to a NEC meeting, and he publicly acknowledged him and thanked him. At the NBA AGC last year, one of my co-opponents had a huge banner with himself, his face and the president's face on it throughout the conference. People were asking me, oh, is the president supporting this person? I said, I have no idea, and I'm not interested. I'm just concentrating on my campaign.
You know that you are